Yo, my YouTube family, sending love and blessings to you wherever you are, whatever time you are watching this. Today I'm gonna take up this Avadhuta Gita, and this is by Dattatreya, and it's one of the cream, one of the best non-dual texts out there. It's especially for those who are already, who have understood it, who are in the assimilation process, in the process of nididhyasana, where you are trying to make it a living reality. You're trying to stay with the knowledge that you have understood through Advaita Vedanta. This, along with the Ashtavakra Gita and the Ribu Gita, beautiful texts which help you. They talk about just the cream, just non-duality, without any stories, without any teachings, apart from reminding you again and again and again through every verse that you are that absolute awareness. So I thought we'll just start off with this, and I'll do a few verses and let's talk about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well when you've watched this in the comments. And let's say this. I'll just go through a few verses and see how much time we have and how many I can get done in the few minutes that we will be on. So, this is chapter 1, verse 1. Avadhuta said, "It is God's grace alone which gives wise man the desire to realize non-dual Brahman. Thus, they are set free from great fear." That's a great point. I will come down to this. Number 2. Indeed, everything in this universe is filled with the Atman. And since the Atman is covered by itself, how can I worship that formless, indivisible, immutable, supreme beatitude? Verse number 3. The universe, consisting of the 5 elements, space, air, fire, water, and earth, is like water in a mirage. Being that one, stainless Atman, to whom shall I bow down? Verse number 4. Truly, the Atman alone is all, and in it there is neither division nor non-division. It appears to me perplexing to say the Atman exists or the Atman does not exist. Verse number 5. The quintessence of the whole Vedanta is the knowledge and the realization of the Atman. By nature, I am that formless, all-pervading Atman. Verse number 6. Undoubtedly, I am that Atman, which is omnipresent, luminous, undivided like space, intrinsically pure and unclouded by Maya. Verse number 7. We'll come back and go through them and see what we can expand on or elaborate on. Verse number 7. Truly, I am imperishable, infinite, and the embodiment of pure consciousness. I do not know how happiness and misery are experienced or who it is that experiences them. Verse number 8. For me, there is no mental action, good or bad. For me, there is no physical action, good or bad. For me, there is no verbal action, good or bad. I am undying consciousness, pure and transcendental. Verse number 9. Truly, the mind is like space. It seems to face in all directions. It seems to transcend everything. It seems to be everything. But in reality, the mind does not exist. I think let's do one more. Verse number 10. I am one and in everything. I am unbounded and beyond space. How can I see my own self appearing or disappearing? One more, last one. It's because it's talking about you now. Verse number 11. Why do you not understand you are truly that absolute one? You are that eternal Atman reflecting all equally. You are the unrefuted Lord and ever shining. Then how can you think of day or night, light or darkness? Beautiful. Now, I love the verse where he talks about the mind. Um, Truly, the mind is like space. The mind is like space. In fact, when you have no thought, it feels like empty space. It seems to face in all directions. Obviously, when you have a blank mind, you'll find that it seems to be everywhere. It's not pointing, it has no form. The blankness is absolutely formless. It seems to transcend everything and it seems to be everything. But in reality, the mind does not exist. Now, why would we say the mind does not exist? We can even say that consciousness or awareness or existence does not exist. Um, Things, anything that exists is a thing or a thought. A thought would be about a thing, and a thing would be a thought. You can't have one without the other. They're both intrinsic to one another. A thing is known by a thought, and a thought is about a thing. Now, the mind, what is the mind? The mind is a bundle of thoughts. It's just the number of thoughts that you have, but the thoughts are not the mind. The mind is not another thought. So we can say that everything that you experience or perceive exists. Every thought, feeling, and action the body does exists. Absolutely correct. But what about that in which all these exist? It can't be another thing that exists like a thing or a thought. So, the mind is not another thought. The mind is not another thing. And therefore, we can say it's non-existent. It does not exist. Same way, like I said, consciousness, there's nothing like consciousness. There's nothing like awareness. Many people might be like, oh, what the hell are you talking about? Awareness is all there is. Yeah, there are both ways to look at it. But awareness is not a thing. It is not a thing. So that which is not a thing is nothing. And for nothing to be or nothing to exist, there must be some awareness or consciousness of that nothing. So that's why I say awareness is nothing. There is nothing like awareness. There's nothing like consciousness. And there is nothing like the mind. There is nothing like existence. All these are not things. And that which is not a thing is nothing. Yet, there is an awareness and a knowing of that which is not a thing. That's consciousness. That's existence. That's Satchidananda. That is pure bliss. And that is the power of consciousness. We can call that the mind. The power of consciousness to project things and thoughts. So the mind does not exist, yet it is the one that enables everything to exist. We've done about 11 verses. I love this book. In case you have not read this and you're on the non-dual path, on the path of knowledge, you want to understand, and you have read the preliminary texts like Drigdrishya Viveka, Aparoksha Anubhuti, the earlier texts that give you the foundation, and then the teachings. This is the text, one of them, to help you stay with the teachings. Like you see, all of them are nothing but just reminding you that you are pure awareness. You are the Atman. The Atman is nothing but the entire the entire consciousness. You can say the individual consciousness and the universal consciousness. So you have the Atman and the Brahman, which are one and the same. They are not different from each other. Let me see one more. Truly, I am imperishable, infinite, and the embodiment of pure consciousness. I do not know how happiness and misery are experienced or who it is that experiences them. For me, there is no mental action, good or bad. For me, there is no physical action, good or bad. For me, there is no verbal action, good or bad. I am undying consciousness, pure and transcendental. A beautiful word transcendental. Transcendental means that it is in and through everything, and yet it is not one of those things. Just like water transcends the ocean and the waves. The waves and the ocean is nothing but water, and water is not apart from the ocean and the waves. It transcends. What does it transcend? All the waves. What else does it transcend? The entire ocean. And what is it apart from the ocean and the waves? No, it is in and through them. In fact, there is nothing but water in the ocean and the waves. It is the underlying reality of both of them. In the same way, Brahman or consciousness is the underlying reality which is immanent and transcendent to the entire universe. The universe made of things and thoughts, and the entire universe, both their underlying reality. Just like water was for the entire ocean and waves, Brahman or consciousness is the underlying reality for both the universe and the things and thoughts. I hope that made sense to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you'd like me to cover any different verses or from some different texts, I'd love to hear from you guys. Where are you on your non-dual path right now? What kind of assistance or guidance do you need? What kind of books are you reading? I'd love to hear from you. So I'll see you next time. Stay blessed and see ya.